Alright guys, Scotty's lying to you. The AC compressor seal isn't supposed to leak past the shaft. Which for this one you can see it's all oily residue all over the compressor clutch. So yeah, I thought I mentioned that because I saw it in an old video or something back in the day where Scotty was telling somebody that it's normal for the compressor to leak past the seal, to lubricate it. But it's supposed to lubricate it, but it's also supposed to prevent it from leaking out too. So that's why we're replacing the seal, and it came out with the bulletin, extended the warranty 10 years, I think unlimited kilometers, and also on a condenser, which I also replaced, is also leaking there and there too. So the nice thing about this is, even though we would do this repair, 2-3 years down the road and it's leaking again, you get to do it again, and it's still covered. So yeah, I'll show you underneath here where all the oil's flinging around. You can see all that. That's all wet with oil. Same thing with here too, right? Here, that's just it's been to a quick lube place and it's leaking oil, and that's because they use these plastic crush washers that don't seal for nothing. So yeah. But I'm going to start taking this bolt out, and we're going to take this clutch off. So let's do that. I got to prevent this from spinning and get the nut off. I already replaced the condenser already. Got a brand new condenser in there, right? And so let's take this out, and I'll show you the special tool we need to take the seal out. This is for the non-turbo, and then that's how to pull the seal out. Alright, so I pulled it out. You can see all these oily residue, right? So bulletin doesn't say to clean it, but you should clean off all the oil off this clutch face, right? All oily, as you can see. There's a couple of clips, snap rings. I got to remove that snap ring. There's also a washer. Make sure you put that back. I usually measure it after, just to double check before I put everything back. So remove this snap ring. There's a snap ring in there. This little felt or like a sponge thing. This thing. Gonna pull that out. You get a new one. This thing's also soaked in oil, as you can see. And then there's a snap ring in there too. You can see it's oily in there. So yeah, snap ring, pliers. These ones work good. I'm supposed to pop these snap rings out. Try to do it with one hand. Ooh, okay, yeah, no, I need both hands. So now I got the pulley off, right? Got that pulley off. Took the snap ring off. Also took the inner snap ring off that holds the seal in place, which is that guy in there. We're gonna have to wipe off all the dirt and debris so it can come out easy. And then I'll set up the thing to pull out the seal. Okay, so what you need is this guy, right? That just slips over. A little inspection hole. So what this is, there's a lip on the seal that this thing is going to expand and grab onto, and it's going to pull it out. So that's how it's going to come out. So what you want to do is I gotta run this nut back up. Yeah. So with the tool in, what you can see is there's a little, I think, a lip on the bottom of it. So when you run this down, it expands the bottom, and then there's a lip on that seal that it's supposed to grab onto. So what you do is you stick it in, you run that down, you twist it until it almost bottoms out, and then you use the bottom nut to pull that seal upwards. So let me show you. Right, so if you couldn't get it out the first time and you pulled out that lip up, you're actually going to have to push it back down with another tool and try again. And you got to run this down. Oop. Yeah, you got to run this down, push those lips back down, and then retry again. And that seal is pretty tight, so just got to run this down and push those lips back down so you can grab onto it again. Let me hold the tool in place so I can. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now we pull the tool back out. Let's pull the pins. Flip it on its side. Actually, I'm gonna remove this out of the way. Shoot. Pull that out, flip it over, and seals back to normal. Now we gotta do it all over again. So this thing back on top, run this nut back up, right? Unthread the top. It's easier with either with two hands. Right, so I pulled it out. That's what it's doing, right? It just clamps on the outer lip of the seal, right? That's the inside of the seal. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. And then that's what it looks like inside. So you see those two holes? That's where the oil is supposed to come out of and lubricate your seal. But the seal is also supposed to keep the oil in too, and also your refrigerant. So yeah, we'll get the new seal. We've got to give it a wipe around the inside so the new seal can go in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me show you how to put it back in. To install the seal, you get a little cone. It's supposed to go over the shaft so it doesn't ruin the seal, right? Here's the new seal. You gotta put a little bit of oil on this cone here. I got myself some PO oil, right? Yeah, PO oil. Yeah, just put a little bit on it. And yeah, so you put the seal is supposed to go like that. You can slide it on by hand. That's what the other side is supposed to go in this way, right? So in that way. And yeah, so slide it on. So you can slide this by hand. Push that down. And then the snap ring goes on it. Where's that thing? I gotta push it down a little bit more. So you wanna grab your new snap ring from the bag. We want you to put the snap ring in this way. With my pliers, yeah. Ooh, I'm trying to do it by one hand. Hope it doesn't fly out with me doing it by one hand. Oh. All right, yeah, just got it in right there. So now you're gonna push the seal with the snap ring in all together at the same time. So you're gonna need this guy again. Maybe I should put that thing back first before I put that thing on. All right, hold on. Well, you're running this in now with the new snap ring. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm just turning this thing by hand. Yeah, I need both hands. That's the new seal installed. Now remove the cone and yeah, make sure it's in the groove for that snap ring. You get a new felt washer, I guess, in the kit. And they want you to put this in. This guy, that's a new one. That goes in there. Right? I can pull this thing off now. This tool, this thing goes somewhere else. Gonna have to wash these clutch faces from all the oil. Right? I'm gonna go ahead and do that first before I put that back in. Also gotta clean all the oil off the side of the compressor too. So the first surface is all clean. I put the snap ring onto the clutch pulley, right? Then we're just gonna slide this on. Yep, and then there's a new nut or a new bolt. Has a Loctite on it. It's gonna get torqued to 13 foot-pounds, but before I do that, I'm going to check the air gap on the clutch. That's what I usually do. So torque wrench. Okay, let me run that down first and then measure the gap and then torque it down. So yeah, they gave you these plugs in the kit so you can plug them up so no debris falls in case you're doing this repair. They also want you, before you put the compressor back in, they want you to pour a can of this in there, which is the PO oil, into the compressor, as per the bulletin. right? So that goes into it, and then yeah, this thing's ready to go back into the car. Plug it back up so nothing else falls in there. Also, there's a plug on the bottom too, so they give you both plugs. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to put this compressor back in, and I'll see you next time.